Private school pupils who wrote last year's Matric exams through the Independent Examination Board, or IEB, have achieved a pass rate of 98.39%. Despite the challenges of COVID-19, they've managed to obtain good results. Our journalist Bongani Gema is at Reddam House, one of the schools where Matric pupils received their Matric results. For more on this, let's cross live to him. Bongani, what are you seeing on the ground?
Well, good morning, Desiree, to you, and good morning to our SABC viewers. Desiree, I'll ask my colleague Tulane Ngobu to just show you behind the learners who have just come out to receive their Matric results. Desiree, they are part of the cohort here in Reddam House. I understand it's 60 candidates who wrote their IEB exams who've now come to receive their results here, Desiree. This school, Desiree, was speaking to the head of academics, was telling us that this is the fourth year in the 5 years that they've had Matric learners that they are receiving 100% pass rates. She was saying she's very impressed with the performance of the learners. I can tell you now that we spent a very good part of the morning interacting with all the top achievers at the school. Are saying that the kind of support that they received at the school is the support that put them where they are today. I have with me a learner who also writes her exams and is here to receive her Matric results. Tamia Reddy, I understand you must be over the moon right now. Tell us how you're feeling.
I'm a bit shocked. I wasn't expecting the marks I got, but I'm really happy, and it's nice to know that all the work I put in paid off.
You were telling me off air that you received 6 distinctions. How did you do it? I mean, other learners are seeing this and are like, wow, how did you do it?
I think it was just, I also gave myself a lot of breaks, and I just I like learning as well, so I tried different studying techniques like voice notes, and yeah, I think you just focus for 1 year only.
I like this you mentioned voice notes. I was speaking with the head of academics who was telling me that they had to merge technology and academics in order to ensure that you guys don't face the kind of disruptions that other learners who are not fortunate to go into the kind of schools that you go to had to face. How did that assist you?
I think Reddam, it was really amazing because the entire year, no matter the entire pandemic, they always had online, they always gave us an option. We had support from every single teacher and the entire school. So I think having that online option was amazing because it didn't set us back as much as other schools, I'm sure, were set back. And I think it really did help us.
And the kind of support that you received from your parents, just tell us that.
My parents have been amazing. I think I'd give all credit for my marks to them because the entire of my high school career, not even this year, they've supported me. Every single decision I made, they've supported me for. They've helped me with everything, every single late nights and everything. They were always there for me. And I'm really grateful for them because without them, I wouldn't have gotten the marks I did, and I wouldn't have had the opportunity to go to the school I did.
So Mia, this is not the end of the road. Just tell us what to from here now.
I'm doing an online foundation year, and it's with Reddam UK, and I'll be going overseas in August to study law.
Gap year is no longer a thing?
Beg your pardon?
A gap year is no longer a thing for you guys?
No.
Well, let me bring in your parents. Just thank you very much for joining us. Just tell us your name and your surname, and tell us, I mean, you were telling us off air that the factory is not very far from where you stay. Did that maybe affect the kind of support or maybe affect Tamia's studies?
Look, to a point, it did affect her emotionally, I would say, having to see something like this that's never occurred before in our country for her, in her generation. So to a point, I think emotionally it did. So I must say hats off to this year's Matrics for what they've been through, considering the circumstances and what they've done and the results that Tamia has achieved. It's unbelievable and really commendable.
I mean, briefly just to tell our viewers, we are talking about a factory that's not very far from the school that we are at. The factory that's a chemical factory that it burnt down during the riots that we saw in the province that really affected schooling for the Matric learners. Dad, let me bring you. Tell us your name and your surname, and tell us how proud are you for your child?
My name's Shantan Reddy. I'm extremely proud of my daughter. I mean, all Matrics this year, especially her, went through COVID, staying at home, lockdown, no social interaction, and of course our KZN looting. And she did exceptionally well. I'm beyond proud of her.
And your advice to parents who have their children going to start their Matric this year?
I mean, all I can say is support your children as much as you can and send them to the right schools as well. So Reddam did play a big role in supporting the kids and helping them through, especially when they were studying at home and stuff like that.
And I didn't ask you, were you expecting these impressive results from your child?
To a certain extent I was, but I think she did impress us more than we expected.
For all the late nights and sitting up and studying, I was hoping that this is the outcome.
Well, thank you very much for your time and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, Desiree, there you have it. This was Tamia and her parents who were telling us how proud they are of their child who received 6 distinctions. Desiree, let me just tell you, in KZN, as you know, that the riots really affected schooling. I mean, learners were telling us that at some point they had to not attend schooling and learn far from home. And the head of academics was telling us that they had to implement their online classrooms in order to make sure that the learners do not get left behind in terms of the curriculum. But here we are today celebrating with them. Back to you in studio.